to try and control others because you're afraid of what's going to happen to you. Don't be an individual dictator. Don't be a community of dictators, anything like that. Stop being the lapdogs for a government you say you don't trust. I'm not pointing to any particular party or even candidate. But stop being the government's bitch. Remember, they work for you. And what they and the media has done has showed that a majority of us, and I'm just going to say us as a general whole, have been nothing but little bitches to these politicians and these medias. We're drinking that Kool-Aid. We're living in fear now. We allow that fear to destroy friendships. We allow it to destroy families. We allow it to destroy each other. There's no more unity. It's select unity anymore. They don't want unity. They want complacency and compliancy. I just hope a lot of you take what is eclectic and kind of, not kind of, but kind of all over that this has been. I really hope you take what I've been trying to say as, for consideration and everything. I'm not trying to tell you if the one is real or not, and I'm not trying to tell you if the others, whether you should take it or not. All I'm saying is I think we need to start relying on our body's natural abilities to do things unless it is incapable. And we need to stop relying on people who already have proven historically don't give a fuck about anybody. Remember, the same people who care about your health care are the same people starting fucking wars. Same people who care about your health care are willing to mandate laws where this needle is concerned that'll get people killed because they can't have it. And the choice they'll have is euthanasia from that needle, or they end up starving to death. All for the love of health care. Could you really live with yourself if one of your family members turns out to be one of those people who didn't know that they were allergic to certain chemicals and they went out and got this because they were scared just like you, and who knows, maybe you got them scared into doing it, and they go and they get the shot and they have an allergic reaction to it that kills them? Could you imagine forcing a family member that you know is allergic to penicillin and making them take a penicillin shot? I mean, you help kill your own family member at that point. Your own friends' family, your neighbor's family. It's no different than the same threats that some of you sit there and go, oh, you're not wearing a mask, you're going to get us vaccinated people sick. How does that make sense to you? If you're vaccinated, you should be immune, meaning you can't get it. And if you do, you shouldn't be having to worry about dealing with the severe symptoms of it. Those who don't get this fucking thing, as in this injection, they're probably doing it for 3 reasons. One, we all pretty much know. They don't trust the fucking government. And how many of you taking it trust the government? Others will not trust something that has not been given enough time to be proven, but has been nothing but rushed. And then you've got people like myself who are allergic to the shit used in these drugs. And it'll kill us. What the fuck you care? As long as you think life is like, think through life the way people would with Common Core math, that 2 plus 2 is 12. That it's okay, you can make up whatever answer you want or argument, that's what it's going to be. You're going to be an accessory, in essence, to genocide. And genocide doesn't have to be strictly to a specific race group, religious group. You're willing to kill a whole lot of Americans because you're scared. Imagine if we got scared and decided to think and do the way you are. Especially when you give people choices that inevitably is going to end with their life ending. How many people out there want to choose between just say, fuck it, I'm going to get injected and die now and know that it's going to happen? Or sit and wait for these laws to be passed that restricts them from being able to do the things they need to not only survive but keep a roof over their head. So now you're going to push them out into the public. Remember, you're afraid of these people of getting you sick, so you're going to push them into the fucking public and then starve them to death. That's how much you care about healthcare. I think everything that's gone on has really affected all of us, each individually and differently, in some ways. Some of us got really scared and we're just going to take any answer or sign of hope because we don't want to die. We think we're going to, this thing's going to wipe us out. Yet, the people who are more likely going to fucking kill you, or I should say, the thing that's going to more likely kill you, I can't say people or whatever, but the very thing that's most likely going to get you killed is either yourself and your own stupidity, or these people higher up in our leadership who don't give a fuck about you to begin with. All they needed was your vote, your approval. They'll never meet you. They'll never see you. I mean, all you can do is go by what the TV says. Some people, I'll put it this way, politicians have more secrets in their closet than people in Hollywood do, because politicians don't have the cameras up their asshole like Hollywood actors do. The paparazzi chases down movie stars and musicians most of the time, and 99% of the time than they actually do are politicians. And we think the Hollywoodites, a good chunk of them are dirty. Imagine those people that the media shuts a digital closet door in front of them so that way nobody can see what they're doing. I'm going to leave it at this because I've been rambling. I've been pretty irritated. But look up when the CARES Act was introduced. If you don't know what the CARES Act is, it's also called the COVID Relief Bill. It was designed specifically to help bring relief to people during the pandemic. And that was back in 2020. That bill was introduced in January of 2019. I want you to let that sink in. Because when were we told that this virus even existed, let alone it was a problem? And how could people know about something that didn't exist a year before? Personally, I'm more afraid of the people behind that needle than I am of this virus. And if it takes me, this virus, I somehow contract it, and it takes me, it takes me. My life's in God's hands. My life shouldn't be in the gov's hands. And if I haven't had an actual flu, I should say outside of having a cold over the years, and a couple cases of food poisoning, I haven't had the flu since 1986. That was when I got the flu vaccine, and that's when I almost died in the hospital because we found out I had an allergic reaction to that vaccine. So never again I haven't been able to take another one. I can get a tetanus shot. I don't know what makes it different, but last I had one of those was 15 years ago. And I've never had tetanus. I've never had any of that. Knock on wood. Shush. But it's because of these things I had to learn to take care of myself. And I don't necessarily do the best. I mean, obviously. But I try to eat healthy. I try to stay active. I even try, no matter how stressing things get, I always try to stay as positive as possible. And I mean, yeah, I get depressed and angry just like anybody else. I'm irritated, a little irritated right now. But your physical, your mental, and even your spiritual health are all tied together. You can't just focus on one without focusing on the others. And a lot, because your body ends up producing things that you just can't get from a drug. Where a good number of things your body does. And so, I mean, take care of yourselves, eat healthy, get active the best you can. I'll show you. See that nice lump right there? That's not a muscle. That's a tumor. That's makes it easier for anybody to see. See that? I have those all over my body. I have one right there. See that? Which does mess with this eye every now and then. But yeah, all through my torso and everything. Because of these things, and I know that I could end up even losing my ability to walk. I keep myself active. I'm not taking it for granted. I have habits and addictions that I know are not good for me, but I do my best to be aware of how much I allow myself to intake. As in, I'm not one of those people out there you see smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, snorting cocaine, smoking pot, and doing anything thrown on the table. I don't do that. I rarely drink. A pint of vodka would last me a year, if that gives you any clue. This and this are the two worst things I actually do. So, there are going to be people out there who are far more healthier than me, but I bet, although they look healthier and generally take care of themselves better, I bet they're the kinds that were constantly relying on the doctors to make them feel better every time they felt poopy. I get it when you break your hands and all that. You know what the boxer breaks are? See, my knuckle is actually below where it used to be now. You can't necessarily fix a bone at home all the time. You can't, necessarily deal with, say, a puncture, certain things. But in general, when it comes down to, a regular cut, rash, burn, that type of thing that isn't, covering your body, learn how to do that shit at home. And quit going to a doctor every fucking time you get a boo-boo or a sniffle. Self-reliance goes beyond just being able to make sure you got food on the table and a roof over your head. Some of you took care of yourselves to the level that you might take care of your cars or your homes, that type of thing. Probably find that you had a healthier life and you wouldn't be worrying about this shit. Learn to think for yourselves again, people. I already know I'm not perfect on any of this, but this is just my own thoughts, my own, just my own thing on everything. So, hope you guys have a good one. It's been like 48 minutes in there. I talk too much. Take care, guys, and be safe out there.